Anton Dvorak, who was born in 1841 and died in 1904, was a Czechoslovakian musician. He grew up as a young child and played a violin in his father's inn, but he had to quit school and quit his music training to become a butcher, which was the trade of his father and his grandfather. But finally, an uncle convinced them to let him go to school and learn music. And so he learned to read and write music and play music. He was very much a composer, but also a performer. Mainly, he was a performer to start with. He came to the United States in 1892 when he was offered a position with the National Conservatory of Music in New York. And he was greatly influenced by American Indian music as well as the Negro American, African American spiritual songs. And I'm going to play just a little bit of an excerpt from the New World Symphony. I think it is one of my favorites. It's very emotional and it's just a beautiful piece of music. Listen and enjoy. Isn't that beautiful? Here's another part of it. What did you think of Anton Dvorak's Largo? Wasn't that beautiful? Did you notice any familiar patterns, like the melody, the tonal patterns? Bum, 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 bum. Or the rhythm? Do, day, do, day, do, day, do. Ah, stop and think about it when you are listening to music, to those repeated patterns, because all songs have repeated patterns in them. And that helps you to learn them a lot quicker, for one thing. And it just, oh, I know that kind of a feeling. So when the train comes along, you can get your shakers and move all around the house. Don't get too far away. I noticed on my Land of the Silver Birch that it was kind of quiet, my music, so I'll be sure that I turn it up a little louder this time so that you can hear it. And let's see if we can move all around to when the train comes along, but be back so that we can do the rhythms and the tonal patterns. Your wheels are going along when the train comes along. I'm gonna meet you at the station when your train comes along. Toot 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 toot. Toot 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 toot.
Do do ta do.
Do do ta do.
Do day ta do day do day do.
Do day to do day do day do.
Do day do day ta do day ta do.
Do day do day do day to do.
Do
Oops.
do ta do.
Do to do. Get ready to go. Get your wheels going. Gonna catch me a ride. Gonna catch me a ride. Gonna catch me a ride to mountains when train comes along. Choo choo choo. I'm using my rain stick that I made. Listen and echo. La do mi, re la do, la do re, do ti la. Okay, we're going to stop that one now just because of time. I want you to listen to another lullaby. The Owl Song is a lullaby with the Yuma Indians. And then there's a Cayuga lullaby, which is very different, that I think would be kind of fun for you to hear. Now, what did you think of that? Have you ever had your daddy sing a lullaby to you? Has he sung you to sleep at night? Wouldn't that be kind of fun to have daddy singing? Did you hear all the animals and the birds and the bugs that were making noises in the background? I think that one's a very, very comforting lullaby. And that's usually what lullabies are, is they're a very comfortable feeling. And it just helps us to relax and go to sleep. Okay, do you remember the story of Kokopelli? Did you draw a picture, perhaps, about Kokopelli? I would love to see. You remember that Kokopelli played a flute, kind of like my flute. Where did it go? Just had it. Anyway, he played a flute, and he came when people were really sad and kind of discouraged and feeling alone and upset because they didn't have food. Nothing was growing, and the animals were scarce, and they were hungry, and they were all working hard, but not much was happening around them. of a sudden, here comes Cocapelli over the hill, playing his flute and playing beautiful music. And he sang and he danced, and he got everybody singing and dancing and moving all around. And they got so excited because music makes us joyful, especially when we're doing music with others. And he would dance around in a circle, and he started pulling something out of his bag and throwing it down on the ground. It was little yellow corn seeds. And after Cocapelli left and the rain started coming down from all those thunderheads, the mommies and the daddies were asking, who in the world was that? It's so strange. He came and he's gone already. The boys and girls remembered because their grandpas had told them the story about Cocapelli when they were little. And they said, oh, Mommy and Daddy, that was Cocapelli. He always goes and helps people. Remember? Do you remember that he had kind of a curved back and he was playing a flute and he was dancing and his legs looked kind of short for his long body. Some people think that maybe he carried a big pack on his back and that's why his back was so curved and rounded. But if you could draw me a picture about Cocapelli, I would love to see it. And also I have another piece of music by Aaron Copland, who was an American, was born in New York to Russian parents. I shouldn't have been off the screen there. He was the youngest of 5 children, and he began playing the piano with his closest sister, who was 7 years older than he was. In 1917, he began to study harmony, counterpoint, and sonata form with Reuben Goldmark. And he was really interested in some of the new music that was coming out of France. And so he went over there and studied for a while. But this piece of music is reminiscent of, I wonder if you can tell me what you think this sounds like. And it's amazing what you can, you can make music sound like. Isn't that a wonderful piece? Do you like all the drums? What do you think those drums sounded like? Those great big booms at the beginning. Well, Aaron Copland was invited to, or commissioned to, write some pieces about the time that the United States entered the war. And he wanted to express his patriotism and and democracy in his music. So those were the sounds of cannons. Those are great big, huge, old-fashioned guns that sent out great big round balls of that were very, very dangerous, and they still are, although they're not really used in the same way today. But wasn't that wonderful music? I hope you enjoyed it. And so now it's time for us to sing goodbye. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. We're glad you came to sing and play. Time to end now right away. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Goodbye, Juliana. Goodbye, Christopher. Goodbye, Henry. Goodbye, Aaliyah. Now remember, I am going to be doing a music camp at Hope June 8th through the 11th. So I hope that you guys will sign up so that we can see each other again. It'll be just in a couple of weeks. And we'll see you later. Bye.